What's up, my fellow exorcists?
Yeah, I guess so.
It's your boy who ate a finger, Annie.
Oh, really? Is that the character you want to be? I know he's the protagonist. Not a very good one.
Oh, who you gonna be?
It was too much spoiler. Minty.
You could have picked the panda. And this is Fun Untitled, where we serve every podcast with an FU.
Okay, so this podcast was Annie's idea. So, there's a new anime that's out. It's called Jujutsu Kaisen. Good animations from what I've seen, at least of the opening and ending.
Now, this episode's going to be special from the other episodes because I actually don't know anything about Jujutsu Kaisen, and I thought this would be a great test to see how well we explain series to each other.
It's gonna go terribly then.
So, only Minty's seen all of Jujutsu Kaisen. Okay, I'm going to just preface this. Sometimes I'm going to call Jujutsu Kaisen Junie Tyson.
Which is the Zodiac War series.
I wonder if that means Zodiac War. Like, oh, what's his Jujutsu Kaisen?
Well, Junie is
Whatever.
12. Maybe Tyson is like Zodiac. I don't know. And the reason I started reading this was because Shonen Jump was like, oh, this series is gonna have an anime now. You may want to start reading this. And I am so sick of watching anime, finding out it's good, reading the manga. It's okay. So I thought I'd do the opposite and read the manga first and then watch the anime. The manga is not good enough to watch the anime, but the animation is good enough to watch the anime.
Jujutsu Kaisen is interesting because I feel like this is kind of like Shonen Jump's second attempt of making the new Naruto. Because the first attempt was the Black Clover anime when they kept promoting that.
You know, I wonder what happened when Dragon Ball ended. What was the new Dragon Ball?
Well, if you think about like Dragon Ball ended and they still had Yu Yu Hakusho, Naruto, Bleach, One Piece.
Yeah, but I mean, when Naruto ended, there was still a lot of good series going on. One Piece, My Academia, others.
You better not edit out this long pause. It's very important.
Well, okay, I mean, there's One Punch Man, but I think One Punch Man's in the sister one.
Yeah, One Punch Man is weird because I see it in the app, but I think it only updates once a month.
Oh. That Promised Neverland, but that ended.
Yeah, but maybe Shonen Jump, like, I think before all this series was kind of like doing okay / good, but when Naruto ended, only half the series was good and the other half kept going in and out, like that, Hell Warden manga.
Oh.
There was just, I noticed like there was a period of a lot of manga like having only like, just say 20 chapters then leaving quickly.
You know, I've noticed that too since I'm trying to find a new one to read after Bleach, but it seems like the new mangas are either extremely weird or ended already.
You know, I'm not going to dwell on this too much. I'm just going to say that a lot of the new ones sound like they're either really comedy, like, whoa, I'm going to college, but the whole family's coming with me, and a lot of exorcist ones.
Yeah, there's been a lot of death-related... Even Jujutsu Kaisen is a death-related manga. Which I'm like, pandemic hit you guys hard or something.
Yeah, something with our generation just being fascinated with death or something. There's a manga, the Bone Collector one, where a guy, he can make weapons out of demons' bones. I wonder if that's still going, because I haven't seen that for a while.
I think that one ended. I think I just looked into that one.
Oh, that one's terrible.
Oh, really?
It was awful. It was just very, the main character was such a self-projecting of the average Japanese boy, and he literally, I think he put his hand in the girl's boobs to get her sternum to make into a weapon.
Which, let's face it, that's not the goal of every boy. It's not to go through the girl.
I mean, entering the girl.
And feeling something.
Oh, well, we felt something. It was just very hard. It was a bone.
It was awkward.
It was weird because you want the bone to come from you, not from her. And then, there's some series in Shonen Jump. Again, I don't want to focus too much on this, but it's just because I don't know much about Jujutsu Kaisen. But there's some, I don't like some of the ones that been getting popular. Like, Undead Unluck and Chainsaw Man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, but Chainsaw Man lost me when he kissed a girl and she puked in his mouth.
Spoilers. Some people are into that.
Shonen Jump, remember when they made that tweet about Happy National Puke Day and they had to put like a apology, but they wasn't going to take it down?
They don't have to.
It's like that
real.
Wait, it may not have been iCarly. What, you remember that scene where, like, if you was really sorry, you wouldn't have done it? Or you wouldn't do it again?
From iCarly?
I think it was from iCarly.
I don't know. The only thing I can think of is what you got there. A smoothie.
But anyways, why don't you tell me what Jujutsu Kaisen's about? I've been revving the audience up for you.
Okay, so to be fair, I don't like this series, but I'm kind of a completionist in a way where once I start a series, I don't end it. I would have to have a really good reason not to read it. And it's not that terrible. From a scale of 1 to 100, I'd give it like a 40.
Damn, B, you could have just done it 1 out of 10. You're kind of like our mother, who won't drop Grey's Anatomy, no matter how shitty it got.
Did it end?
No, it did not.
Neither will this series. I think it's ending though. Anyways, so it's about a boy named Yuji Itadori. Yuji is part of the going home club, but for some reason he's really good at track and field. And I didn't notice until I read the wiki. I mean, he has some weird skill with running, but I was like, whatever, that's random. You don't do sports, but you're good at running? And other like athletic things like parkour. His grandpa dies. And his grandpa sorry. Let's go back. We are gonna go over spoilers. Kind of going over the whole manga, not just the anime. I won't go into major plot spoilers. Not that there's many.
But the grandpa was in the opening.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you figured out in episode 1 he's dead.
Oh.
He dies from old age. He doesn't die from like a curse.
Should I preface that everything I know about Jujutsu Kaisen is from the opening, or do you think the audience would get that?
I think they got that. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Anyways, he goes to school. His friend opens a curse box. The curse starts attacking them. Yuji's all of a sudden this like great fighter, and I'm like, where did this come from? You're part of the going home club. You're not even an athlete.
Did he open the curse box because his grandpa died and he was trying to cheer him up?
No, he just went back to school. I forget why.
Alright, fun facts.
And then the curse is of Sukuna, who's like the most powerful as Demon's Finger, but he couldn't be killed, so he had to be sealed away within his fingers. And he had like 4 hands, so he has 20 fingers in total. Arbitrary number, by the way.
420 blaze it.
And then basically a boy named Megumi Fushiguro comes.
Wait, a boy named Megumi?
Apparently, Megumi is a unisex name.
Oh no, Megumi from Food Wars, do you know this?
Yeah, I've never heard a boy named Megumi, but...
It F's me up because of the word Meg is in it.
I think Megumi means blessing.
Oh, that's cute.
It's part of why the dad names him, blah, blah, blah. Megumi tries to help him, but he fails, and so Yuji has to come with either he dies, or actually, if either Megumi dies, or he eats the finger, becomes a demon, and helps Megumi. And it's just a lot of forcedness. It lacks that My Hero Academia first chapter of like Deku doing whatever was within his ability to show that his strong potential. It was like Yuji had all this potential and strength, but it's like it came from nowhere. So it's like, I don't like it. It's too forced.
That's a very interesting analysis, because, like, you have My Academia, like, oh, my body just moved, and, small spoiler alert that will come into play later, his body's gonna move again, but, in
what?
this,
I don't get it.
It's only cool kids who get that reference.
Alright.
But for Yuji Itadori, it's interesting that he's kind of like Asta from Black Clover, where...
He's too good already with no reason to be good.
Yeah.
It's like going into Shippuden, but not seeing the growth from Naruto.
You should have said Naruto Shippuden.
Who doesn't know?
What does Shippuden mean?
I heard it means like whirlpool.
Because I think we should, every time skip, we should learn the Japanese word for time skip. We should have One Piece Shippuden.
Oh, because I think Shippuden means whirlpool, but I think like that's a literal translation, and like the what do you call it? Like the lucid translation is like the chronicle or something? I don't know.
Wait a sec, does Uzumaki mean whirlpool?
Maybe.
I'm onto your shit, Japan! I'm onto your shit, you have synonyms! That's not allowed.
So how do you want to do this? You want to just go through the arcs, or?
I mean, okay, the best way to go through the arcs, how I personally want to go, is you tell me when the panda appears.
Oh, okay. So I'm not watching the anime yet, not until it's dubbed. And I think the opening, actually, since the panda is in the opening, we can kind of just briefly go through each arc and just talk about why I don't like. I don't mean to be so negative.
I mean, okay, to be fair, of all the other animes we did, we basically just kissed their ass. So you know what? It's time to get some dirty, criticism, some analyzing.
Let me start with what I do like of this series. I do like the concepts, and I do like...
Me?
No?
Oh.
That's actually it. All I really like is the concepts. And I do like the art, but I think the art could be grittier. Because I feel like it's too clean for a series that's supposed to be a lot about death and body deformation. If you ever read Dorohedoro, I think it should be more like that. Not as like scribbly as Dorohedoro, but just more that like grit in it.
Something I noticed is that all the newer Shonen Jump, they look a bit cleaner because you can tell they're doing things digitally.
Yeah, you can kind of really tell if you've ever read Soul Eater. The first half is so like unique, the art style, and then the second half is very clean, very pretty, but kind of loses that personality. Ooh, kind of like Sailor Moon versus Crystal.
Yeah.
You just lose a lot of that expression. Although I heard the Blu-ray is pretty good.
It's just really weird because you can do some nice digital pages because Dr. Stone, the artist Boichi, half the pages are digital and half the pages are traditional.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it just depends. You cannot tell. It all looks really beautiful. But then I think just a lot of people who isn't experienced doesn't know how to work with the digital media to make it look, that traditional manga feel, like not too clean.
You don't know good hint is why we don't like Jujutsu Kaisen is because we keep changing the subject. Okay, so you meet the characters. So if Yuji's the Naruto, Megumi's the Sasuke, except not as emo, just more bland in personality.
Kinda like the kid from Black Clover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually a lot like
I thought you were talking pigeon to me for a second.
Nobara Kugisaki, she's the girl, so she's the Sakura or the Noelle of the group. But I actually really like her. Her concept is voodoo dolls and like straw dolls, so it goes hand in hand together.
Didn't you tell me she's too OP so they don't use her? Or was that someone else?
Might have been someone else. I don't know if she's OP. They don't use her really at all. Oh, Megumi has the shadow powers, so he brings forth shadows that become creatures and he can use them.
I've only seen wolves.
He technically has 10 animals.
For each finger?
I'm not sure.
Real fast, Yuji, I just remembered this. The demon finger he ate, wasn't that his ancestor?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Sorry about that.
So, and then Satoru Gojo is he's like the Kakashi. I wouldn't say he's like Yami. He's probably more like Stein from Soul Eater. Extremely powerful teacher. He's actually like the best exorcist ever.
So the twink white hair boy everyone's gonna want to romance.
Yeah, which I actually like it when his hair's up instead of down. So you meet the characters, they're whatever. I will admit, Nobara Kugisaki, she's my favorite character. You go into this arc called The Cursed Womb, and the series is all about destroying curses, exorcising them. Kind of.
Womb.
And then also it's about how Yuji, he eats Sukuna's finger, and now they're like, hey, since you didn't die, maybe we can train you, become a great exorcist, eat more of the fingers, and then the school wants to kill him after that, but then Gojo Sensei is gonna, I don't know, train him and make him see like, hey, you're an asset.
So it's kind of like Blue Exorcist.
Yeah, I guess so.
Sorry I keep comparing it to other series. This is how I comprehend it.
No, it's fair enough. And then it's like, where is this going? So they do the Cursed Womb. It's basically like their first mission as a group. And it's like, it's an okay arc.
Where does the womb come from?
The womb comes from the fact that, I actually don't know. Because they bring up wombs again later.
We're going to do an episode where I do Eden Zero just to show you how I remember every time they mention the word womb. Am I a womb?
I guess it's just very boring. I didn't get the point of it except to see Nobara's abilities.
Was it short? If it's short, it can be boring.
It is short.
Okay.
And then, let me see. And then the next arc is the Cursed Training arc. Okay, I love the concepts, but the explanations for anyone's abilities is so confusing. Like Satoru Gojo, it's like, he has a red power and a blue power, and then combined makes a purple power. And I'm like, you don't explain the powers well enough. It's like, I don't know. Even Megumi's one, because it's like he has like the 10 shadow animals, but if they die, they're gone forever.
Oh shit.
Because his family and Megumi's part of a very powerful family. Actually, he's the servant family of a powerful family.
Do you meet the powerful family?
You meet part of them.
Okay.
Like I said, concepts, powers, cool, story, explanation, bland.
You know something that kind of pisses me off about stories, just real fast? When it's a black and white manga and they really emphasize colors. Because I'm like, bitch, I can't see them colors. These are black and white. I am a dog in this world. So the fact that in Fairy Tail they did this because one of the enemies had rainbow fire. It's like, yes, my orange fire, my yellow fire, they're different. And I'm like, bitch, I can't tell.
To be fair though, you saw the anime first.
Fair
so I
enough.
thought you were gonna bring up Demon Slayers.
No, because that's just aesthetics. Like, we don't hone in too much on that. Like, even Tanjiro's black sword meant nothing.
That's true. Except that he might die.
Well, maybe. But if you want to do colors for aesthetics, like, Mitsui's hair was pink and green because she ate too many Sakura mochis. As long as we don't, like, dwell on that, I don't care. But when your powers specifically rely on colors, then I'm like, what?
Okay, actually, the curse training and the versus Mahito arc, I got these arcs out of the Wikipedia. They all really fit into one dumb thing. This one is not bad because I do like it shows Yuji's humanity meeting another kid who's kind of like an outsider. I think it could have done more. I think it could have just like, you meet a kid, he's an outsider, he's working with the bad guys. Oh no, what do? He ends up dead. Spoiler alert. And it's a little anticlimactic. And I don't know what it was supposed to do for Yuji. It just makes him hate the villain, but it's like, I didn't feel like there was a character growth in it.
So would you say Yuji Itadori isn't a good main character at all then?
No, not at all.
Okay.
And he has the boringest powers, which comes later, but basically his powers is that he hits you, and then his curse energy hits you a little bit later.
Oh,
That's
so he
it.
just has Future Sight from Pokemon.
Yeah, in a sense. I guess Future Sight, if Future Sight hits on the first and second turn. Like, one's a physical attack and one's a special attack.
We should seriously try. I wonder if anyone ever looked into why so many shonen main characters have such simple powers of hit really hard.
Starts with Dragon Ball.
Yeah, there's Dragon Ball, there's Luffy, there's Gon. I believe you said Ichigo falls under that too, from Bleach.
Ichigo's a little different, but I will admit his main thing is really just speed, kind of. But his powers is kind of boring too. It's a good question.
I know in an SBS in One Piece, someone asked Oda, why did you give Luffy rubber powers? The main character should have the coolest powers. And Oda said, if I had to draw this character for such a long series, I didn't want worry about making this character look really cool all the time. I just wanted him to look silly in the midst of everyone else looking cool.
That's fair. And I also wondered, because Shonen Jump has a very strong staple of having a large cast of characters and each one having their own thing. Clearly that does not start in Dragon Ball. Like, Dragon Ball is the start of so many Shonen Jump tropes, but that's not one of them. So I'm like, where did that begin? And I don't know the timeline of all these series because, was it One Piece? But then Hunter x Hunter came before One Piece, right? And then before that was Yu Yu Hakusho. But I don't know if Yu Yu Hakusho really in that scope because it's not large enough of a cast.
Too large cast syndrome.
Not necessarily a bad thing.
I would love to know that anime for what syndrome that is, because I know the manga Nanatsu no Taizai or Seven Deadly Sins, the creator Nakaba, he complained a lot that he made his cast too big.
Really?
Yeah, because there was a lot of times people would ask, whatever happened to this character? And he would reply, I made this cast way too big. Like, at one point, I couldn't focus on the story because everyone kept asking what happened to this character. And I felt obligated to say, this character's doing this.
Hey, just do it, Naruto. Bulldoze it, go through it, F it.
So Curse Training and Mahito, they're the same arc?
So Curse Training, what happens is that because the school wants to kill Yuji, he had to go into hiding and learn how to use curse powers. So I don't get is why they are fighting curses, and then they also have curse power to fight curses. It's like that whole trope of I have to use this power to fight the enemies, but if I keep using the power, then I become the enemy. I used to have a list of animes that does this.
Biggest example is Attack on Titan.
I know Corpse Princess, but that's a totally indie anime that no one has seen. Doesn't Madoka kind of do that?
Yeah, it does do that.
Become a witch?
Yeah.
That's true. Attack on Titan.
There was a lot. I felt like there was an era of anime where kids maybe didn't know where they were in the world and they thought I'll do this, but then it's actually me being evil too.
Oh, I see.
It's always interesting to look at eras of animes and then compare it to the audience at the time. Like I told you, Neon Genesis was about a bunch of kids being forced to like pilot the robots, and that was about the time where a bunch of Japanese kids were disillusioned by the World War II, and they were entering a job market that wasn't ready for them.
Oh, which makes sense because Japan was doing good until then.
Yeah.
But they're doing good now, so. Anyways, that it just sucked. I didn't like it. Like I said, I could have done more. Then we go into the Kyoto Goodwill event.
Goodwill.
It's basically the Kyoto school and the Tokyo school will come together to play a bunch of games. And they call it the Goodwill event because, like, oh, let's train together. Let's be good to each other. And this is, I guess you could say this is their tournament arc. This is when, you know, you meet a bunch of casts from both schools. They fight each other. And then, of course, you know, the typical, it gets interrupted by something.
You know, I bet a lot of animes, they get introduced a large cast through the tournament arc, but they would find it much easier if those characters stayed in the tournament arc and then never seen again.
I guess so, if you Yu Yu Hakusho it.
Yeah.
I just don't get why My Hero Academia can do their school festival and finish their tournament arc. Naruto at least gets pretty far. It's just the ending, which is, let's be fair, a one-on-one fight, a little boring. Because they supposed to be 3 days. It stops after... They don't even finish the first day. And basically Kyoto's there because they want to kill Yuji. And then Yuji comes out of nowhere. I do like the cast of characters overall. I really like Maki Zenin. She is she's an exorcist that can't see curses, but she's really good at using curse items. While on the other hand, her sister who's in Kyoto, she can see curses, but she cannot use curse weapons too well. She can use a gun though.
Damn, B, everyone can see cursed things. Like, I feel like the sister on our side is better. Fuck you, sister in Kyoto. What are you doing living there? What, did our parents separate?
I think because they're part of this luxurious family, it's that whole Hyuga thing where because I think the other one's Mai, the one from Kyoto. Because she can see curses, she's considered fantastic, even though she can't really use weapons. While Maki is seen as terrible because she can't see curses, but she wants to prove that she can still be an exorcist. So I think, oh damn, you're cool, lady. Or girl, because you're younger than me, technically.
Weird. It's like a blind person learning how to fight.
In a sense, yeah. Which is always cool to see.
As we learned from Avatar.
Yeah, but it's okay overall. We get to the origins of obedience. It's kind of like the second mission.
Second?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, what chapter is this?
I don't know. This was extremely boring. It was kind of to get into a little bit of Megumi's past because I'm not exactly sure what happened, but it has something to do with his sister who has nothing to do with curses, nothing to do with the servant family, because I don't think she was sold into servitude like Megumi was. And why Megumi was sold, I don't remember. Kind of arbitrary. Then we get to the Star Plasma Vessel, which is actually the best arc of this series. Because it goes into Satoru Gojo's past a little bit. So you kind of see his like past teammates. And you see how like they're like these super strong characters. Not random Yuji who's supposed to be a godsend for some reason. Megumi who's, I don't know, I like his powers, but he gets his ass kicked all the time. And then Nobara is like nowhere. But I love how, like, they have to, like, escort this girl, and then you meet Megumi's dad. He can't see, I don't think he can see or do curses at all. But he can use a curse that doesn't require you to use curses to use. And he just has, like, strong human physical abilities to fight off the best exorcist. Although this was in his younger days. I just like it because it's very flashy, it's very big powers.
Is he super Jack?
No.
The artist is a coward.
Sure. There's a Jack character, though. He's in the Kyoto. And he's okay character.
How well is he drawn? Like generic muscle man, or a muscle man with thought like Armstrong from FMA, or he just a twunk?
I think more like Armstrong because he's very Asian looking.
Okay.
But very broad shouldered, triangular shaped body. Has a very American kind of personality. Like
weird.
There's this dumb scene where he likes to ask people, what kind of girl are you into? And then depending on your answer, he'll think you're cool or not. And if you're not cool, he's gonna kill you.
Am I cool?
What kind of girl do you like?
Oh, this is so hard because all women are queens.
See, nope. If you like all girls, nope, you're dead.
Oh, bullshit. He's an incel then.
Yeah. I will admit, this arc is very randomly put in for no reason. Kind of like if you read My Hero Academia Vigilantes and all of a sudden they go into the Aizawa arc and it's like, why? this is random. And if it's just because he's gonna starting to appear now, it's like, alright, still random.
Y'all, I just want to say, Vigilante, read it.
Oh, it's good, yeah. And it's a really good way it is now. And then we get into the last arc, the Shibuya Incident Arc. It has a very final arc feels.
Kind of like how we are with My Hero Academia. Read Vigilantes and My Hero Academia. This is your Shonen Jump sponsor of the day.
Yeah, other things you can read besides Jujutsu Kaisen. But like I said, the anime looks like it's got great animation, so at least watch it for that.
Like Black Clover.
Like Black Clover. But Black Clover I would watch either way. It's entertaining. The Shibuya Incident, what I don't get, it's like, this is when the main live villain puts his plan into motion into getting Sukuna revived. Okay, and this is why I said the fingers were arbitrary. Because every other series, hey, there's this amount of things. We're gonna like somewhat equally spread it out so that the series is very long. It basically just goes for Yuji to eat one finger, then have 2, then 6, then 13. And he's got, I believe he has all 20 now. And it's like,
who's giving him these fingers? Raising Cane's with the delicious chicken fingers? Like, where did all this 20 come from?
Okay, and this is the other part I don't like. The curses, the reason why they're so angry is because they want to prove that they're, in air quotes, the real humans. And it's like, okay, I've seen other series do this, but this makes no sense at all. Because you are curses, you're emotional feeling demons that come from humans. How are you the real humans?
Okay, you gotta specify from the beginning that curses are demons and living things.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know.
Okay, it ranges. It ranges from just an item to like an actual demon.
Any of them hot?
You read the first chapter.
I read the first chapter a very long time ago.
No, they're not, actually. Okay,
I'm just saying some hollows are hot from Bleach. I don't know why curses can't be hot.
The espadas are hot. You don't go looking at a regular hollow.
You ever saw one of those tall snacks?
The Gillians?
I don't know what their names are, but sure.
No, they're not.
Okay.
I just don't like the Shibuya arc because I think it's random. I don't get the point. And it's basically the curses are trying to force feed the fingers into Yuji all at once. So that the
Didn't he already eat them all?
The school wanted him to go slowly.
Oh.
The curses just force fed him like 6 at the same time, or like 10 at the same time. So that way the Sukuna's powers would overwhelm him and then he would come back to life. Which somehow failed because he still has his humanity and he's switching between the Sukuna form and the human form. And Yuji can talk to Sukuna like Naruto speaks to Kurama. And I'm like, what is the point of this? There's no like, because they made a deal, but I feel like they're kind of just breaking it at every point. Because it's like, they made a deal, but he doesn't remember it. And it's like, so what's the point of the deal? This is a very negative podcast.
That's a good analysis. We talked about Shonen Jump protagonists. We talked about big cast syndrome.
I do like that part. But yeah, I mean, if you still want to give it a try, go for it. I think it's got great concepts. And well, I'm still reading the manga.
For some reason.
If you read the manga, you'd be thinking, why are you still reading it? Because well, let's just say things happen. I don't like it. So.
What's that manga you read in Shonen Jump? The one that you do like with the 8 monsters?
Kaiju number 8.
Yeah, go read that instead, y'all.
Yeah, it's really short, and they're taking a break after every 3rd chapter.
Why?
I don't know.
Well, on that note, we didn't talk about the panda at all, I feel like. So we're just gonna end this podcast because it was a total wash. We'll probably just never upload this.
Or we'll upload it soon.
Well, thanks for listening, y'all.
Okay, bye.